TDP's main principals include Jim Beddoes, CEO and co founder of TDP, and a Fortune 50 entrepreneur having helped generate $3 billion in incremental revenues across various industry sectors, including hardware, software, and services. He's an adjunct research assistant professor for psychiatry and behavioral science at the University of Southern California, a review panelist for NSF's TIP and EDU directorates, and served in the U.S. Air Force as an aircraft maintenance officer for TAC and USAFE. Cannon Gardner is head of analytics and leads TDP's analysis and data science teams, and has led most of TDP's 15,000 engagements across industry, academia, and the federal government. Cannon joined TDP in 2017, coming from the Max Planck Institute in Germany. JC Simonson is head of software development, and he developed TDP's platform as a service in 2016 and continues to add platform functionality. John Cho is a co founder of TDP, specializing in startup analysis and accelerator operations. TDP is a service disabled, veteran owned small business that was spun out of the research center Xerox PARC in Palo Alto at the behest of Global 2000 Sea Level. It addresses underlying data issues slowing or blocking their organizational decision making and rates of innovation. TDP enables data driven, evidence based decision making and is agnostic to industry, technology, use case, or geography. The problem statement for industrial based research is that typically reports are generated over a period of time in a non collaborative, non incremental manner with the client. In addition, the reports are typically using top down, aggregated data that is not derived from bottom up data that can then be disaggregated, and are using siloed databases that cannot be cross indexed for pattern recognition and greater insights from the data. This reduces the potential for client buy in to the report's findings and increases the time required for any subsequent adaptive learning. The state of the art for industrial based research is typically to produce a final report after a period of time based on client input that is based on a range from limited to extensive interaction between the researcher and the client. TDP's unique solution for industrial based research is to engage with the client throughout the generation of the final research paper in a collaborative and incremental manner. This allows the solution space to be expanded based on interaction between TDP subject matter experts for the data and data insights and the client's subject matter experts for the topic at hand. TDP's collaborative approach to generate a research report also allows for TDP to incrementally peel layers off the data onion with the client. Inevitably, generating one data insight can easily open new lines of investigation to be considered and possibly explored. TDP's approach both opens up and compresses this process. TDP's unique solution for industrial based research allows it to build algorithms and models that capture limiting factors that can run forward and backward in time to illuminate systemic constraints, not just point solutions. Analyze dimensions like infrastructure, workforce, capital, supply chains, and many more. This has been done in support of the NSF TIP engines, Gates Foundation, Mayo Clinic, and the construction industry for projects such as clean rooms, fabs, data centers, microgrids, nuclear power plants, and active pharmaceutical ingredient manufacturing. Identify, source, ingest, clean, normalize, join, restructure, and fuse disparate databases based on keywords to create customized datasets to generate insights regarding throughput, costs, and cycle time assessments, and other metrics for benchmarking. Apply a platform as a service comprised of a proprietary library of over 200 analytical algorithms, models, and visualizations to provide insights to advance the state of the art, both in theory and in practice. TDP can conceptualize, develop, test, and deploy a new algorithm in 2 days and a model within 2 weeks. TDP developed processes to ingest data in real time, such as ingesting 70,000 research paper abstracts from the University of Strathclyde in less than 30 minutes. Provide trustworthy, traceable, and repeatable steps and output to deliver raw and synthesized outputs compatible with ongoing ACO analytical efforts by accessing 50 million databases, datasets, and data tables, which continues to grow. Timely submit structured datasets, synthesis reports, and decision grade insights that directly inform ACO's modeling, scenario analysis, or program planning efforts. Ensure timely submission of structured datasets, synthesis reports, and decision grade insights that directly inform ACO's modeling, scenario analysis, and program planning efforts through either off the shelf ingested data, tools to convert data into actionable information, and visualizations to aid and enhance decision making, or to generate it in a fraction of the time it has historically taken. Identify underlying systemic constraints such as performance, IP, capital, talent, infrastructure, regulatory, and computer and human biases. Having done this, for example, for NSF's funded Upstate New York engine and Mayo Clinic for API reshoring. providing clear evidence that research activities identify systemic constraints and leverage novel analytical frameworks or tools that meaningfully advance understanding beyond traditional point solutions. Having iteratively collaborated 15,000 times with clients across industry, government, and academia since 2016, to peel off layers of the data onion, opening new lines of research inquiry, to adapt research hypotheses, models, and findings based on feedback, emerging data, and evolving ACO research needs, ensuring alignment with program objectives over time. TDP's benefits, evidence, data, and metrics for industrial-based research are that it de-risks and compresses decision-making by 80% or more based on time and gives greater optionality. For example, it has supported close to $1 billion in corporate venture capital investments and acquisitions, in a fraction of the time historically taken for that research. In 2017, TDP replicated in 3 weeks the research done by a team of subject matter experts over 18 months. TDP can now do this in a matter of days, hours, minutes, or seconds. In addition to generating research in a fraction of the time it has traditionally taken, TDP's approach accelerates the client's buy-in to the research and adaptive learning across clients' various subject matter experts. The call to action for industrial-based research comes from a 2020 quote from Dr. Mike Griffin, who said, "The typical time to state a requirement and see it through initial operational capability today is taking 16 and a half years. China manages to do the same thing in only 3. It's a good thing we are a rich country because the US wastes so much on unneeded steps and procurement, but the luxury of time is no longer available." TDP's ability to accelerate research and increase buy-in allows America to close this gap, leapfrogging geopolitical adversaries and competitors, and not be blindsided.